Well, that just about does it for me. I'm all tucked into my sleeping bag. Oh, another thing I mentioned, I have a Marmot, was it CWM maybe? Can't remember off the top of my head. -40 downfill bag. Yeah, it's been a great sleeping bag for me so far. I've never tested it at these temperatures. I've never slept in these temperatures before, so I'm kind of curious how it'll all work out. I've got plenty of wood, so if I do have an emergency in the middle of the night, like I wake up and I'm shivering and I just can't warm myself up, I've got plenty of wood to start another fire and get things warmed up in here. The temperatures right now, it's 11 o'clock and the temperatures are chilly, -31 degrees Fahrenheit. I switched it over to Fahrenheit for all of you Americans, just for you. That's like -35 degrees Celsius, I think. So cold nonetheless. In here, honestly, it's really warm. I found some really great wood. It's burning awesome. One lesson of the cold is good wood. It's your actual life depends on finding good wood, and you really learn how to appreciate where the warmth comes from, that's for sure, because it is brutally cold out right now, but not in here. It's very pleasant. I'll probably do a little bit of reading before I go to bed, but that's pretty much it. I'm sleeping in a Smartwool base layer. This is 250 weight, so this is their heaviest base layer. Just an LL Bean wool sweater that I picked up at a thrift store. Some insulated pants and some wool base layer underneath that. And just some kind of thin wool socks. I've experimented a lot. I've wore thick wool socks. I've wore no socks at all, and I find that just some thin wool socks seem to work the best, and not putting on too many layers on your core, so all your heat is coming from your core here. You know, this is the warmest part of your body, and then all your extremities cool down, right? So if you put too many layers on your core, I find that my legs usually get cold, my feet usually gets cold, because inside the sleeping bag that warmth is not being shared, right? Like, yeah, my core is really warm because I have lots of layers on, but that warmth isn't being shared throughout the sleeping bag, so my extremities usually get cold. Not my hands usually, but definitely my feet get cold when I wear too many layers on top. So just a little tip for you. I know it's kind of counterintuitive where you're like, oh, I should put on a bunch of layers so that like it's extra layers on top of the sleeping bag. But if you have a good quality sleeping bag like this, or you know, it doesn't have to be this expensive, but a good rated sleeping bag, trust in that, put some faith into that, allow it to work. Second thing is, don't cover up your face. It's gonna be brutally cold. Like when I zip up my sleeping bag, it'll be literally like this, because you do not want that moisture coming out, right? Remember my ice beard that I had going on? If we had that kind of moisture coming out into the sleeping bag, all of a sudden I'd wake up wet, and that is a recipe for hypothermia. That is very dangerous. So at these temperatures, just like this, I've never had an issue. You think, oh God, you're gonna get frostbitten on your nose. I think that just from, you know, all the blood being warm right around this area, that it just keeps this, you know, even though this is exposed to the air, and these are brutal temperatures. I mean, you can get frostbite within minutes at these temperatures with exposed skin. I've never had an issue. So something to note is it's crucial to have a warm sleeping bag, or an appropriately warm sleeping bag, but it's also just as crucial to have a good sleeping pad. This is a insulated sleeping pad. It has a R value of 9, and it's just actually a necessity. It's kind of an oversight, but having an insulated sleeping pad like this, along with an appropriately weighted sleeping bag, is really crucial. Most of the heat will escape right here, right underneath me, because most of the insulation on this bag is compressed right here. So having the sleeping pad is crucial to keeping me warm. Like, I've slid off this in the middle of the night and woke up just freezing, even at very mild temperatures like 20 degrees Fahrenheit. So yeah, that's about it. I am sleepy and rambling. I got plenty of wood, so I'm not worried. I'll have plenty of wood for the morning, so I can just kind of wake up, stoke the fire, make some coffee, and enjoy the morning. I'm really looking forward to it.